Hi everybody, it's Laquita. I am back with a few projects to show you. I thought I would just put everything in one video and that way I don't have to put up several different videos. But I've been working on different projects and seems like I would just go from one to the other and I wasn't getting anything finished. And so finally I've gotten some projects finished to share with you. So let me get started so this video won't be too long. First thing I wanted to show you was this cute little pin cushion that I made. I've seen these on Pinterest, and I just often wondered if they would be hard to make. And so I found the pattern, and it's a sizable pattern, so you can make these any size that you want. This one, it's just under 3 inches tall, and it's about 2 inches across the base. So it's a tiny little thing, and it is a workable pin cushion, so you can put pins in it. And it's made out of a silk fabric, and the panels, there are 6 little pieces that you put together. So it's a little bit of a tedious little fiddly project to do, but you'll see a seam right here and then another right there. They're only about 1 inch and maybe 1/4 wide. And so you put 6 of those together to form the pair. And then once you have it all stitched together, then you can stuff it and then you're ready to decorate after that. So it's just getting it together. That's the little fiddly part of it. But then I just decided to do a little bit of stitching on it and a little bit of beadwork. And then the little stem, the little spiral stem, is made from floral wire. I used 3 pieces and just twisted them together, and then I covered it with a brown ribbon. And then I used that filing tool that paper crafters use to rough up the edges of the paper. I used that to rough up the ribbon, and so if you look, it's a little bit shabby looking around the edges. And then the little leaf that I made, it's a little puffy, it's a little dimensional leaf. It's made from a very shiny fabric, and then the threading that I used for the veins on the leaf is also a metallic thread, so it has a bit of a shine too. And then there's a little bit of beading going around the top of the leaf. And the fabric it looks brown at times, and then you can turn it and it starts to look kind of green. So it's a very pretty fabric. I don't remember where I got that either. Something I have in my stash. Who knows? I've got things that I've had for a long time. I don't remember where they all came from. But that's the little pin cushion. Then I decided to make a little pouch for some scissors to go with it. And I've also seen these pouches on Pinterest, and I could not find a pattern for this particular shape, but it wasn't hard to draw it out and make it myself. So it's a soft little pouch and has an interfacing in it to help it hold its shape, but it is all very soft. And then I just did the same type of beading on the front of it as I did the pear. And then I've made a little fob also with the little beading on it, and then created a little tassel to go at the bottom. The back is blank on both of them, so that's that part. Then I also decided to make a little needle book to go with the set, and I did the same with the beading. I've used the same colors of beads and just created a little shape out of the beads there. And then the cabochon, I don't remember where I got this cabochon. I've had it for a while. Another one of those things I've had, and I don't remember where I got it. I plan to go on the internet and see if I can't search and find some more of it, some more of these, because it's just a very pretty image in there. The coloring in the image is just so clear. You can even, if you're holding this in your hand and looking at it, you can even see in the background, there's a little pond, there's a little blue area in the back. It's just very, very clear. And the blues, it's kind of like a violet color that's on her dress. So I've gone all around the cabochon in kind of a purpley blue violet color bead, and as you can see, it's quite tall. The cabochon is pretty tall. And so, yeah, so that's the little needle book. And then I just keep it closed here with a bead and a little loop that I made. And then it has the needles on the inside. So that completes that little set right there. And so I had fun making that. I enjoyed making all of those things. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is another fabric journal that I made. And this one, it also has paper tags in it. The journal is all made out of fabric, but the tags are all made out of paper. I used a drapery fabric that I found while I was thrifting to make the base of the book, and it has a pretty little floral pattern on there. And then on the front, I started with, there's a large doily here, and there's a smaller doily there under that loopy flower. And then on top of this doily, I have this image. This was on some fabric that I already had, the image of the butterfly, and so I just cut it out, and I've stitched all around it using a metallic embroidery thread. I don't know if you can see the sparkle or not in the butterfly and also in the crown. And then all around the outside, it's covered with little tiny beads. There's gold and silver and clear, and there's also a little metal flower right there, and then a little bit of lace trim, and I've got this fun fiber trim that's kind of going all around. There's also little beads that are sewn all through around there, little cluster of beads right there, and these two flowers and the leaves I colored using my Pro markers. And then I've just added the word lovely there, and I added some pom-pom trim. So that pretty much is the outside of the book. Keep it closed with this trim, this crocheted trim, and I've got little tiny purple seed beads that are stitched onto the trim and tied into a bow. But you don't have to undo the bow to open it. It's closed with a little bit of Velcro right here. And the papers inside for the tags, I got, they're made from the Prima line. It's called Lavender. I used the 6x6 paper pad and also some of the journaling cards. I think I have two different sizes, 3x4 and 4x6. The 4x6, I had to cut those down. They were a little bit large to fit into my pockets, but I had plenty to make the tags for this book. Matter of fact, I have so much left over, I can make probably 2 more of these books. But all the colors that you're going to see throughout the book is going to be in shades of lavenders and purples. And so I'm not going to go over all the details on every page so that this video won't go on forever. But I've dyed a lot of the trims in the book, and a lot of the little appliques. I've done some ribbon work. The little green leaves are ribbons that I've stitched in there, and I did a little bit of embroidery work for the stem. And then I covered a button there, and that's pretty much it for those pages. The next 2 pages, lots of different tags, and this corner pockets made from laces and appliques and bling, and then over here another pocket that's made with some leaf appliques, a rosette flower, and some beadwork, and lots of different size tags there. The next 2 pages, this page I've made an envelope pocket here, and inside there are tags of several different sizes, and it has a little loop there that goes over the button. And then this page, the pocket, I made it using crochet trim, and then that holds that tag, and then there's a lace that I dyed there that creates the pocket back there for that one. And then I've dyed most of the things on this page except that fabric there and that leaf part right there. So that's pretty much it for those pages. Okay, here I did a little bit of crazy quilt type work on this page. And if you know crazy quilting, you know it's pieces of fabric that are cut in all shapes and odd shapes and sizes. And so that's what I've done. You can see it's little bits of different types of fabrics here, and I've just done all kinds of work. There's embroidery work on here, there's bead work, there's a little bit of trims of different kinds, there's laces on here, there's appliques. It's a lot of different things to look at on this page. There's a lot of embroidery work on the rose and the leaves and the little flower pot. The pocket is on the side here, and there's a couple of tags in there. All right, the next page, it's got a long diagonal pocket here, and it's a trim that I dyed. It's an image here that I printed, and then I've just added a few little applique flowers and a couple of tags in there. Okay, the next two pages. This page, this was a piece that came from some Tim Holtz fabric that I have, and I've done a little bit of bead work and embroidery work on there also. There's some sequins there. Added a little bit of purple rosette trim, and these two corner pieces, I've used my Pro markers to dye those, and then the pocket is here underneath this Tim Holtz fabric, and it holds just a few little tags there. And then this page, I've created a deep pocket with the lace, and it also has a muslin behind it. And then I've used a little bit of a flower trim on both sides with some flat back pearls and a little bit of a rosette and leaf trim there with a couple of tags. Okay. Then the next page, I've used this trim, which I think I got at Hobby Lobby. It's a really pretty trim. And the beads, I did not do this bead work. This was a trim that I bought, and I hadn't used it before, I don't think. So I think this is my first time using it on any project. So I put it here, and then this image was something that I bought, I would say at least 2 years ago, and I never used the image, and I thought, hey, it's perfect for this book. So it's got the purple pansies in there, so I thought it was a good fit to go in this book. And a couple of tags in that pocket, and then this pocket is made from several different things. It's got a crocheted trim, a piece of lace, it's got an applique, doily, and then I've added a bling and lots of different beads here and a couple more tags there. Finally, the last two pages, here I have, this is a muslin fabric that came printed with these beautiful leaves in the blue and purple, and I've just added a lot of beads on top of it, and I've dyed the little fringe that goes there, and then I've got 3 different tags in that pocket. And then the very last pocket has a couple of tags here, but this lace that I used to make the pocket out of, I'm pretty sure was gifted to me by Donna Little, and I just love it. I think it's so pretty. It actually came with a cream colored lace, a cream colored ribbon, and so I took that out and decided to use this variegated one that goes from pink to purple and or lavender. And then this is part of a flower trim that I had, and I've dyed it in my purple dye, and then just added the pearl. That was part of a piece of fabric that I had for the center of that. So that is pretty much that book. So now let me show you the last project. The last thing I made that I want to show you is this Tussie Mussie. And our sweet Roseanne gifted me with a Tussie Mussie like this almost a year ago. And I just loved it. I thought it was so pretty. And so I decided to scrap lift your idea, Roseanne. I hope you don't mind. And so I made this Tussie Mussie. So I put an image on there and lots of bridal pieces, you know. So it's heavily covered in beads and sequins. It's very, very sparkly. And then for the dangles, I've used this leaf dangle, and I've added the flat back pearls to it. And then in the center of the flower that's hanging, or that's on the bottom there, I've got pearls and beads of all different kinds that are kind of hanging down there. And then on the back. So it's just a circle, and you just fold it over, and then you could permanently stitch it together. Now, the one that Roseanne gave me had a button closure on it, so I wanted to do the same thing. So I've added 3 buttons. I just don't have the 2 at the bottom fastened, but it's just a little pearl loop that goes over the buttons, and then it opens up, and it's just a circle. And then I've covered the inside of it with this organza fabric that has all this gorgeous embroidery work on it. And but you just take your circle, and then you just fold it over, and there's your Tussie Mussie. Now, I've added a hanger to mine out of a seam binding ribbon, and I've made it really long so it can be tied, and can make it as long as you need it to be. And so I have a lot of things I'm going to stuff on the inside of there. So these are all gifts, and they're all going to go out in the mail here pretty soon. So I hope the ladies that receive these things, I hope you enjoy them as much as I did making them, because I did have a lot of fun making these things. So thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to all my new subscribers. I really love the support and the encouragement from everybody out there. So thanks so much for that, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye.